Ladies and gentlemen, here's another episode of the Star Wars Bad Bash Show, episode 11. You know, in my last video, I was like, here's the entire season, and I was badly mistaken. I think I've spoken too soon. I'm excited about this episode. It's something to be excited about, even when life is like crumbling all around you. Like, look at me, look at me, look at me. Don't look at me. Let me show you this episode really, really quickly before I start talk about my life. Like, you want me to talk about my life? You know I want to talk about my life. Let me tell you how I feel. Look, how do I look? Don't answer that question. Let's look at this episode. Metamorphosis. Episode starts off with a spaceship stranded in space. It had the vibe of like some kind of science fiction movie or show. You know, it was kind of fun. It was a fun episode in a way. Trying to remember the show that it reminds me of with the Stargate, not Stargate. What was it called? The Expanse. That's right, The Expanse. Let me show you what it's all about. So you see a spaceship. You see this stormtrooper, not a clone trooper, but a stormtrooper of some kind. And then it's kind of like Jaws, like a scary movie, like kind of like Empire Strikes Back with a snow creature. It's like, there's something out there, you can't see it. Meanwhile, there's some kind of headquarters. There's some kind of scientist girl with her goggles, and this is the doctor guy. And he's like, oh, hello, welcome. And then he goes and sees the long neck creature who did the cloning in the Clone Wars, and he's like, hey, you need to work with us because it's too bad. It's like your technology, your science, all your work. You feel like it went out the window, but it's not. Even though it's like your home world is just destroyed. The Emperor is gonna use your work. Okay, long neck person. You happy about that? And let me tell you something about that. I don't know. What can I tell you? What can I tell you about that? What can I tell you? I'm in the dark. I think that's kind of cool. I'm kind of excited about that. I think if I can take off this coat, I could try to tell you that I'm kind of cool. You know who wants to be cool? Palpatine. He tries to make it palpable by being the Palpatine, the principal. He tries to be really cool, but sometimes it's not gonna work. Sometimes you're just not bright enough. You gotta be bright. Gotta be bright enough for the ocean, for all your lovers and for all your haters out there. You could never dive in. You can look at you on park and be like, oh, you need to be Tiffany Gumbo, but it's not. Sometimes you can look at your dreams like Emperor Palpatine, and he'd be like, I'm gonna make this true. I'm gonna make all my dreams come true. And when Darth Vader drops me in the hole, I'm gonna come back because maybe I saw that too. Maybe he didn't see that. Maybe he didn't really see that at all. Maybe he was just like so high on his own BS that he wasn't able to see it, unfortunately. Back to the episode. So they're talking about stuff. Meanwhile, C's like, oh, I got another mission. Oh, Sid, give me a break. Oh, no, come back. No, I'll give you 50%. And they're tired of working with her. They want to leave somehow, but she knows information about them. They investigate this spaceship, and what's really interesting about the monster that they discover, spoiler alert, like what they discover, is really cool. I think in a way, terrifying. I know, but it's like, look at this creature, and you're wondering, how does this creature work? Well, it's simple. It feeds off energy. And so, you know what I started thinking about as soon as I saw that? I was like, wait a minute, I saw this on Star Trek The Next Generation with Captain Picard on the Enterprise in space. One day, they were just minding their own business. And then, out of nowhere came a giant whale of a tail. No, it wasn't a whale, but it was a big monster. And it was sucking on the Enterprise. And what did they do? It wasn't like the first 2 seasons of Picard. Let me tell you. It was like scientific. If only there was a scientist to help me with my face. Are you done hanging out with your mother? All you scientists out there, come help me, save me. Scientists can do a lot. Or they can do the opposite of that and destroy. And it's very devastating. Why is there so much shadowy stuff going on here? Is that better? Do I look better like this? Sometimes you just want to look better and you don't care about what's going on. Life is really hard. I like this. I like having little characters on my screen, you know, like at the bottom. The emoticons, the little heads of all these, you know, Darth Vader and Mario and all these other people. But I also like seeing my own face and the ability to move my hand. You could see it. Sometimes you need to have the ability to move around. Sometimes you really need to do that. Sometimes it's not going to work. And it's unfortunate. With all the problems that I have in my life, with my computers, with my videos, with audio delay, and God knows what other problems I got. Like I said, I want to tell you all about it. I want to get lost in all of it. And it's going to pull me down. Maybe what really gets me going is feeding off the energy of other people, good or bad. Maybe I'm like a monster too, like the monster in this episode, which reminds me of that episode from Star Trek. Like I said, so in Star Trek there was a monster feeding off the Enterprise, and how do they get away? How do they solve the problem? Well, somebody came up with an idea of like bitter milk. We gotta think of like, we gotta get it off because it's feeding off the energy of the Enterprise. What are we gonna do? Well, we gotta make it bitter. We gotta make it like, we gotta somehow I forget the details. But anyways, they figure out in Star Wars, they figure out, yeah, we have to, like, let me just show you. I don't know. Let me show you what happened. Okay, so fighting the monster and they're trying to figure out, and it keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and they're like, oh no, it's feeding off our energy. Oh no, we gotta turn everything off or something. And it just becomes like a dinosaur basically. I mean, look at this. It's like a dinosaur. It's like Barney, except it's a transformer. It's like a I don't know what you want to call it. What do you want to call this thing? Aliens? Predator? Godzilla? What's going on here? Indian guy. And the Empire comes out of nowhere. They capture the monster. They bring in the people at the nearby city, because I mean that's where the monster was. The monster was like feeding off, sucking up the power plant of their city, and that's how it got so big. God damn it. And you know, by the way, this little girl was like, or boy, whatever it is, was terrified that the monster ate everybody in the other ship, the abandoned ship where everybody died. That was pretty terrifying. And I thought that was a great part of the episode. Now the scientist people are talking, and they're like, "Oh, we got your monster back." He's like, "Good, good." And then this guy comes, and he's like, "Oh, you want my friend to work with you? Well, you're gonna have to free me because I've been locked up too long. And I'll tell you, all right, I'll tell you the secret to getting the other alien guy with the long neck to talk. All you gotta do is get the girl. Yeah, get that girl. She's the secret to everything. It's not Ray. It's not Ray Palpatine. It's another girl. It's a clone. It's a clone girl. And it does make you makes you wonder what are they gonna do? I don't know.